Alright, for today's topic, we're doing PR ships. Something that a lot of people should know of, but there's surprisingly amount of people that still needs help on this. So we'll do a short and simple, dirty guide on how to do PR ships, unlocking them at least. The other part, I have another video for that, so you guys can worry about that one if you want to. Now, unlocking the ships, somehow this is very difficult, but we'll make this as simple as possible for you guys to understand. Now, going down the list, I'll show you guys exactly the setups I would use here. So, well, there's three PR seasons, so we'll go through each and every one of these ships as fast as possible. First, we have Neptune. Neptune, Royal Navy Vanguards. So, Vanguards, Royal Navy, and there you go. All these options are eligible for Neptune. The biggest key here will be Amazon, if I can find her somewhere. Somewhere right here, Amazon. Blind, I am blind. There is Amazon somewhere right here. Amazon. I would use a common one, but you don't have to. Keep a zero limit break if you want to, but Amazon is the key here because she has this skill, which increased DD's EXP by 18%. Now, she's a Royal Navy Vanguard, so what you want to do here is Amazon, and then throw in like 2 other DDs. You can do Echo, you can do Crescent, Comet, Signet, any of these, but it has to be a destroyer and it has to be HMS, so you get the maximum benefits from Amazon's passive, meaning the grind for Neptune will be a lot simpler. Next, Monarch, very simple as well. Royal Navy, and instead of going to Vanguard, we go to main fleet. So, any of these ships right here, eligible for Monarch. You can do a 3 backline setup if you want to. Very expensive on oil, but if you want to do it that way, go for it if you want to speed up the process. Otherwise, I would recommend doing a 1 backline because 1 backline leveling is very easy. Just pick whatever ship you want. It doesn't matter. There's no benefits. You can do Nelson, Duke of York. It doesn't matter at this point. Just pick 1 backline ship, main fleet, Royal Navy. Pick 1, you're good to go. Now, Ibuki, IJN Vanguard, also very simple. Sakura Empire, and we go to Vanguard. Simple, right? The key ship here is going to be Yubari. If I can find Yubari somewhere right here. Yubari. Reason why is because Yubari has this skill right here. Increase EXP of cruisers by, I think that's like 16% or something. This right here. So, what you do for Ibuki, you take Yubari and you take 2 other cruisers that are IJN as well. So in this case, let's simplify this even more. Go to cruisers or heavy cruisers, and then any 2 of these ships are eligible for well, I'm gonna get rid of Vanguards. Any other 2 ships of IJN is eligible. You can do Noshiro, Mogami, Tako, Atago, Sendai, Agana. If you have these ships, you can use Common Sisters as well. Many options here. Just pick Yubari, pick 2 of those other ones, good to go, maximum benefits. Now, Izumo is next. Izumo, main fleet, Sakura Empire. Pick whatever you want, level them up, pick whatever. You can do 1 backline, 3 backline if you want to speed things up. Otherwise, efficiency, you go 1 backline. Very simple. Pick 1, done. Now, next ship is going to be Roon. Roon's simple as well. Vanguard, KMS. So let's go to Iron Blood. Pick whatever you want. Now, some of these ships are very gated by events. So if there's new players out there, it happens. You're going to have to live with it. But if you do have Roon unlocked, because you need a certain amount of points to have her eligible to be unlocked, pick the K Sisters. Very cheap. They're common. You can farm these as well. Use these to grind with. And you should be good to go. Pick 1 if you want to. No, don't do 1. Do 3. Throw 3 of these in there. Level them up. Good to go. And St. Louis. Alright, so St. Louis is going to be a different one. St. Louis is supposed to be for USS Vanguards, but she's not a USS ship, but that's a different topic in general. So we go to Eagle Union. We go to Vanguards. Any of these ships will work for St. Louis. There's no key factors as of right now, but just pick whatever you want. Pick 3, level them up, good to go. You can do 1 if you want, but Vanguards is very hard to do 1 Vanguard setups. I recommend doing 3. You don't have to though, but definitely do 3 Vanguard setups if you're leveling up a PR ship for Vanguards. Now, let's go to PR2. PR2, let's go down the list. We have Seattle. USS Vanguards. Oh, we're already here. So basically, whatever ships you use for St. Louis, you can use for Seattle. Nothing particular here. I do recommend, though, that a lot of people use Castle and Downs because they're zombie ships. They're very cheap ships to use for farming. These ships, if you guys want to do zombie setups, go ahead. You don't gain EXP, but these ships cost 1 oil. Very cheap. Very good for farming with. You guys should get Seattle and St. Louis done in no time. Seattle, Castle Downs, Phoenix, good zombie ships, cheap. You can use them if you want to. Otherwise, just use whatever ship you want. Level them up to 120. Good to go there. Georgia will be a USS main fleet. So we go here. Any ship here, nothing in particular, but I do recommend Langley because Langley has a skill right here called first generation carrier. EXP for your carriers by 15%. So carriers do count as main fleet, even though Georgia is a battleship and Langley is a carrier. It's still main fleet ships. So what you do here, Langley, 2 other carriers, you're good to go. Let's simplify this even more. Go to carriers right here. So you can do Intrepid if you have her. Ranger works too. Let me get rid of this real quick. Enterprise, Essex, Saratoga, Yorktown, all these are eligible. Just get Langley in there and you do a three backline setup and you're good to go. Alright, and we have Kitakaze. Kitakaze, very, very easy as well. We go to Vanguards and we go to IJN. And again, the key ship here is going to be Yubari. If you have Yubari, use her. Otherwise, use a 3 Vanguard setup. DDs, heavy cruisers, light cruiser if you want, doesn't matter. Pick whatever 3 you have right here to go with it, and you should be good to go. Azuma. So Azuma is going to be one of these tricky ships because she has to go into both categories, main fleet and Vanguards. So the first half of Azuma is the 1.2 mil EXP, and what you have to do here is IJN main fleet. So you go to main fleets, IJN. The first part of Azuma, you have to use one of these ships. Nothing in particular here. You got to pick one of these and use it there. The second part is 2.4 mil EXP for IJN Vanguards. So again, we go back to Vanguards, we go to IJN, and we got Yubari once again. So when you're at the second part of Azuma, definitely use Yubari again. If you don't have her, I think you can gacha for her, I'm not sure. But you definitely try to get her before you go for these PR grinds because she's going to help out a lot. Now, the 5th ship is FDG. Now, FDG is a very, very gated ship because if you're a new player, you most likely don't have her or have the ships eligible for this. So we go to main fleet Ironblood, and yeah, there's like literally no choices here. So if you somehow have these ships and you have the points to unlock FDG to start grinding for it, go for it. Pick any of these ships. You're most likely going to have to do a 1 main fleet setup, and that's fine. Don't worry, guys. When I did FDG grind about a year ago, I did a 1-1 setup. It took 66 hours at 7.2. Yeah, it's painful, but it's definitely doable. It's going to take a long time. If you're farming 7.2 like I am, it's going to take a long time. Otherwise, do the smart thing and farm 8.4. It's going to be a lot faster that way. And the last PR2 ship is going to be Gascone. Gascone, you got to use Iris Liberal or Ironblood or Vicia Dominion. So we go to, and these are main fleets, by the way. So we go to main fleet, Ironblood, Iris Liberal, and Vicia Dominion. So any of these ships right here can work for Gascone. So just pick any of these here. I think the most that people are going to have is going to be the recent ones like Peter Strasser, Wacer. These Ugly Sisters work too. Zeppi. There's some options here if you have Gascone unlocked. Any of these work. Even Gascone's Moose works as well, but I'm not going to talk about that. Any of these ships work here. Good to go. Now, we have PR3. PR3, we have a Cheshire. Cheshire is going to be very, very simple. We go to Royal Navy, and we go to Vanguards. And we're back here again. And again, the key ship here is going to be Amazon. So Amazon, 2 other HMS DDs, and you're good to go. And the second ship is going to be Drake. Again, very, very easy. Just like Cheshire. Amazon, 2 other HMS DDs. You're good to go. And then we have Mainz. Mainz is a Ironblood Vanguard. So we go to Ironblood. We go to Vanguard. Any of these ships work here. The most used ones are going to be the K Sisters if you guys have them. So Carl, Coin, and I'm going to call them K Sisters. I don't care about the pronunciations. Don't get on me for that. Any of these ships works just fine. Pick whatever you want. You're good to go there. And now we have Odin. Odin is a Ironblood main fleet. So back here again, just like FDG, very difficult. If you have any of these ships, go for it and use them. If you don't, wait a bit. There may be an event where you can get a ship that can drop like the Ugly Sisters or something. Use those girls. Good to go. And Champagne is just like a Gascone. We can go to, well, not just like Gascone. The only difference is that it's USS, Iris Liberal, and Vicia Dominion. So any of these ships, we click this, and you can pick any of these ships to work for Champagne. The key ship here is going to be Langley. Langley with the first generation carrier. So if you want to do Champagne, do Langley, two other carriers, whatever you want that's in this list. Remember to sort properly and pick whatever 2 carriers you want. You're good to go there. Now, just like I said before, there's going to be 3 specific maps. It's going to be 7-2 for resources, 8-4 for EXP efficiency, and 12-4 for the people that don't want to play this game a lot. I recommend doing 8-4 for the most part. I want some sort of efficiency, but you don't have to, you don't want to. With full auto being a thing now, 7-2 cannot be full auto properly. 8-4 full auto is kind of annoying, but it's still possible. 12-4 auto might be pretty good, so definitely try that out though if you're at chapter 12. Otherwise, if you don't want to farm those maps, farm whatever map you guys want. You should be good to go there. So, and now the question is, do I want to use 1 or 3 ships? When it comes to vanguards, use 3. I use 1 sometimes, but I'm a different type of beast entirely. Don't do what I do. I do 1 vanguard subs when I grind for PR ships. Don't do that. Do 3. For the love of God, if you cherish your sanity, do 3 vanguards. Now, when it comes to main fleet though, your backline, when you're doing like say a FDG grind, Georgia grind, Champagne grind, you can either do 1 or you can do 3. I recommend doing 1 though, because main fleets are going to get a lot of EXP with flagship bonus and MVP most of the time. So do 1. Otherwise, if you do want to do 3, go for it. It's going to burn a lot of oil because main fleets cost more oil than vanguards for the most part. So pick 1. Is what I would recommend. If you don't want to do it though, you want to toss in like 3 backline ships and just level them up all at once for EXP. It's going to burn a lot of oil, but if you want to do it that way, go for it. And I'm going to get this one question where people ask, oh, Kimo, can I use Yubari for other cruiser grinds? Kimo, can I use Amazon for other DD grinds? Kimo, can I use Langley for... No. The reason why I specifically say to use Langley for carriers for USS only, or Amazon for destroyer HMS only, or Yubari for IJN cruisers only, is because if you use these ships to grind for off faction PR grinds, you're going to lose out on more EXP versus using another ship of the same faction type. So for example, let's say you're grinding for Drake, right? You're grinding for no, that's a bad example. Let's say you're grinding for Mainz, KMS cruiser, right? Let's say you want to use Yubari because you have 2 other KMS vanguards and you want to use Yubari. So in this case, Yubari gives like what, 16% more EXP or whatever to each of the KMS ships. Perfect, right? You get more EXP for those 2 ships. But guess what? You're paying the price of 3 vanguards and only 2 of them benefits. Yes, you are getting more EXP because of the incentive buff, but Yubari isn't a KMS vanguard, meaning you don't get EXP for that. Versus using 3 vanguards that are KMS, you're getting the maximum benefits. Yes, there's no benefits for any kind of buffs or whatever, but you gain more EXP that way. So if you're going to use Amazon, Yubari, or Langley, make sure it's faction based only. And I do want to note that there's some other resources as well that you guys need. Research projects, do your hard modes every day. Again, prepare ahead of time. Specific hard mode maps drop specific prints, so stay on top of it. And you're going to need cubes, yes, and you're going to need coins, yes. Which goes back to my point on why I farm 7-2. It costs money to unlock a PR ship once you're done grinding for it. So I grind 7-2. That's why I'm going to go for it. You need money to unlock the ships. That's why I farm these maps. Otherwise, if you finish the PR grind, say you finish the 3 mil EXP or whatever, you're not going to have the you're not going to have the coins to make that ship. So what are you going to do? You're probably going to have to wait. That's why I recommend 7-2. Yes, you can't auto this because it doesn't gather the question mark nodes, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. You can still grind this way just fine. Full auto is not going to be the end of the world for you unless you want it to be. With that being said, that's done with this video. The most important thing though, guys, when it comes to PR ships, and I'm going to say this many times, is not the ships you use, the efficiency, any of that jazz. It comes down to whether you want to play the game or not. And I can't control whether someone wants to play the game a lot or not. I can't. I play this game a lot. You guys don't have to play this game a lot. But if you want a PR ship, you want to get that FDG, you want to get that Azuma, you want to get that Cheshire, you want to get that Monarch, you're going to have to play this game. I don't control that. So, play at your own pace, play the game, grind as much as you want, and eventually you'll be done with those ships. You unlock them. Now, when it comes to developer 30 though, and getting prints, that's an entirely different video. We'll worry about that another time. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.